and welcome. You're watching NewsX and I'm Megha Sharma. New CCTV footage has emerged of the intruder who stabbed Saif Ali Khan, showing him entering the actor's apartment at 1:37 a.m. yesterday. The attacker's face is seen covered with a red scarf and he can be seen ascending the staircase barefoot. The spine-chilling ordeal went on for 55 minutes as the previous CCTV footage captured his escape from the residence at 2:35 a.m. yesterday. Meanwhile, as per the FIR, the incident has taken place on the 11th floor at roughly 2 a.m. as per the statement that has been issued by one of the nannies who had put the younger son of Saif Ali Khan to bed at 11 p.m. The attacker entered his room, approached the child with a stick in his left hand and a blade in his right. He demanded 1 crore rupees ransom. At the time, the two nannies, Philip and Junu, were present in the room and sustained injuries during a scuffle with the attacker. Saif Ali Khan and his wife Kareena subsequently entered the room after hearing the commotion. Saif Ali Khan was stabbed 6 times, and although the domestic help had locked the attacker in a room, he escaped the scene. While doctors at Leelavati Hospital have shifted the actor from ICU to a normal room, 30 hours have gone by since the incident took place. The manhunt to find the absconding attacker is still on. The question is, what was the motive behind the attack? And if the person that was initially detained by the Mumbai Police and interrogated is actually not the person who is the attacker of Saif Ali Khan, then where is this person who attacked Saif Ali Khan in an attempted burglary and murder is absconding? Let's start our conversation. Joining me on the telecast are my panelists Sanjay Pandey, former Maharashtra DGP and ex-Mumbai Police Commissioner. Thank you for joining us. The situation is difficult for the Mumbai Police to fathom. Do you think this is a massive embarrassment and the Mumbai Police cannot save face because of the security lapses, because they have not been able to even find out where the suspect is at this point of time? He continues to abscond.
Well, I don't accept the statement that there has been a loss of face. This investigation started only yesterday, and I think the police does not and will not start disclosing as to what they are doing. So whatever, I think one news came that somebody was detained and he was not the right person. I think police will have to be given some time. From my understanding, from my knowledge of Mumbai Police, I think this is not a very difficult investigation to do. You see, there are a lot of leads which are there are photographs which are available. So it shouldn't be difficult for them to reach out, and if they're not disclosing things, that does not mean that they're not onto it. And I'm 100% sure that they will zero in and they will very soon come out with the details. The FIR itself probably is not the starting point, because here there are many things that they have to see. How did the person enter? How it was a friendly entry? How was he allowed inside? How was he later on bolted? That's what I read in the FIR, that they bolted him and then they went up. How did he escape from there? And nobody, I think, demands this kind of ransom. Nobody else was, no jewelry, nothing. I don't know if anything was robbed.
You think so there is more than meets the eye? And do you think that the Mumbai Police was under immense pressure? Therefore, this problem happened, that they decided to nab the person. They, in a jiffy, said that this is the person who was actually the accused, and now are facing embarrassment because he's not the person who was the one who entered into Saif Ali Khan's residence and stabbed him.
No, again, not siding with them, but let me tell you this, that in an investigation like this, where the person is not named, they will have to get to people who are probably similar looking. So this happens. They might be interrogating some 5-10 people. They may not be the actual accused. So this is a natural course of investigation. There's nothing amiss here. It will be just a matter of time, and I think the whole story which has been given out by the nanny, to me, doesn't really add up. And that's exactly where the police must be looking at. How is it that a robber comes and demands 1 crore? Nobody keeps that kind of money in the house. So, was he out of his mind? And then
Okay.
how was he allowed inside? Yeah. So
Okay,
that's when,
those,
yeah.
yes, those are very important questions, and we have been asking them. Sanjay Sai, former IPS, also on the telecast with me. Sanjay Sai, how do you view the situation? As Sanjay Pandey said, you know, there are a lot of problems in this theory that has been constructed as per the eyewitnesses, as per the nannies and the domestic help. Do you think there are loopholes in this story, and there is something sinister that has happened which has still not been revealed to the public?
We'll get into the story for sure, but the first and the most important thing is that this is a very weird sort of a ransom. So that is point number one. Point number two is that while we are getting into the details of this particular exercise, we have still not been able to identify the attacker. So we have pictures in place, but we have not been able to identify the attacker. The third point is that out of the CCTV footage, which generally runs all throughout, we have been able to get just 2, 3 clips. I presume that only 2, 3 clips have been given to the media. They would be having complete clips.
Okay, yeah.
That is my understanding of things. Correct. So that is how it stands. Now on the side of the Bombay Police, I would like to add one thing, that they never said that they have nabbed the accused. They have said that it is only suspect. So from media trial in most of the cases, now we are getting into media investigation, and one of the news channels or new media houses, they have written suspect culprit released after arrest, real attacker is still at large. So this does not legally make sense. Now we are coming to the story as such or the incident as such. So there are lots of things which are not adding up, of which primarily the ransom part is there. The second part is that we have got the face of this person, and if this person has done a recce, and I tend to believe that he has done a recce and he has done a very comprehensive recce, he has been able to evade the whole CCTV network in that particular building. So that is also not adding up.
Okay.
Ransom of 1 crore, it becomes very difficult from where does he get the cash. Or if he believes that somebody is keeping 1 crore cash in his house.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I think that will be a complete daredevilry, to say the least.
Okay, those are important points. A.K. Singh, advocate of Supreme Court, also on the telecast with me. A.K. Singh, again, these loopholes, talking about ransom, 1 crore rupees being asked at the very moment when there was an attempt being made to allegedly kidnap the younger son of Saif Ali Khan. And then and there, the attempt is obstructed. The nannies have screamed. The father has come to the spot, and there has been a scuffle that has happened. He has been stabbed. So I want to understand, where did this theory of 1 crore rupees being asked as ransom emerge? When did the burglar have the time, or the robber had the time, or the abductor in this case seems to have the time to raise this point? Did he raise it with Saif Ali Khan? Did he raise it with the nannies? And how, most importantly, how was he able to navigate the house of the actor, knowing fully well that this is the room where the child sleeps?
See, with the limited information available with us, right, I think it's too early to comment anything, because the matter is in the very preliminary stage of the investigation. One person has been arrested. Let the police interrogate him, right? How he got the information, how he entered in the house, and how many persons are involved in this crime, basically, and who supported him, right? And who gave the information, and even the person who went inside the house has not been arrested. So I think all the story that is coming out in the media has been narrated by or alleged by the nanny, I think so. So based on the information narrated by the nanny, it cannot be entirely believed into until it is corroborated. So let the police do their job. It's a very at the nascent stage to comment anything.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to come back to you, Sanjay Pandey. Again, let's sort of reconstruct it again. How usually if there are kidnappers who are trying to abduct a person, a child, there is an abduction that happens first, and then there are ransom calls that are made to the family members, to the parents, to give a certain amount of money in exchange for which they are going to release the hostage. Here the opposite has happened. Again a concern, a query, and some intrigue as to during that 55 minutes that he was inside the house, what exactly was he doing, and when did the father come to know that there is a stranger in the house, and when exactly and to whom was this ransom amount asked?
To be honest with you, and to the point of also being slightly blunt, I think this, as I said, doesn't add up. The question of demanding a ransom, entering in a house and trying to do abduction in the house is, at least I have not seen in my entire entire career, at least in Bombay. If people have been abducted, they were abducted on the road or somewhere else. I mean, here a person comes in, walks out, takes a fire exit, all right, but then the entire guard, the entire security system allowed him. So I think first and foremost, which is a pointer which the police must be investigating, is that this person was a known person who came in. And if a known person came in, and if at all there was a demand, then there should be some transaction for which this was being demanded. These are points, as I think the advocate on the panel very clearly said. These are initial pointers, but this story of ransom by entering, and initially, they said it was a robbery, and then now it's being turned out. You see, nothing has been stolen and nothing has been taken. So where is this robbery? So these are the things which have to be looked into. Yeah. So that's what I.
Yeah, Sanjay Sai, also, the questions are being asked, and very rightly so, because how did the man enter into the house? There is no report of any windows being broken into, but it seems like he has made entry from the front door, and if he has done that, which means that there must be some sort of a collaboration that he must have with somebody inside the house. So then questions will also be raised on the domestic help and the nannies that were present in the house.
The issue is very, very clear that he has been conversant with the building, and literally totally with the building, inclusive of the CCTV cameras. Otherwise, there will be huge amount of footage. If it is there with the police, it's very good. But to whatever has come in the public domain, we are still trying to grapple with the story with two small video footages with a gap of 55 minutes, and that is what is being claimed. Now, let's differentiate between burglary, robbery, and kidnapping. So whether it was a burglary or robbery or a kidnapping case, I don't know of any kidnapping where person will go inside the house individually and feel confident that he will pick it up. He will pick up the subject or whatever he is supposed to, or whichever person is supposed to kidnap, and will be able to get away from a house where there are 7 individuals. Certainly, I have not heard of it. If it is very ingenious idea and he was so confident of it, it can happen. There can also be situations where, as Mr. Pandey said, that in his 35, 36 years service, he has not ventured upon any case of this nature. And I, in my 32 years of service, I have not ventured upon any case of this nature. So if it is a ransom case, which is a kidnapping plus ransom, so the kidnapping part has to be clear, the ransom part has to be clear, and anybody who is getting into a ransom business, he also knows how the ransom will be transacted upon. And this story of ransom and kidnapping, everybody knows how it is sorted out. To the present day, where we have ransomware attacks in the cyber world, so there also it is sorted out that it will happen to the cryptocurrency only. Now, what is most intriguing is that you have the face of this guy, and with the face of this guy, you have not been able to identify him. You have public domain cameras. You have lots of facial recognition tools and software, and you have artificial intelligence operating and supporting. And I would still like to fail once again that whatever I'm saying on facial recognition, public domain cameras, and artificial intelligence support in variety of investigations which we do, that whatever I'm saying is wrong. I would love to fail.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, but this is precisely what has happened. So ransom and burglary and robbery and kidnapping
And an
all
attempted
coming
murder.
together
There have
by
been
one single individual.
talks and reports of an attempted murder, that perhaps it wasn't even a robbery or a burglary.
Now the person who is coming to get a ransom in this manner will not attack. Why should he attack? Why should he attack?
Okay.
And once Saif Ali Khan is in a position to interact with the police, whether this ransom was asked only to the nanny or it was asked from Saif Ali Khan also.
Yeah.
So see, what is happening is couple of those personas, whatever questioning has been done, I have absolutely no idea. And Saif Ali Khan's basically interaction with the police and what details he has given or he has not given, or we're waiting for him to come to
they are yet to be
a better
revealed.
situation for him to interact. Now, this is very, very critical.
Okay. Also, AK Singh, now another question arises, and how do we come to know? And of course, this is a matter of police investigation, and information will be found out as the days pass and more investigation happens. Was this individual working alone, or were there a group of people that he was colluding with to do this attempted burglary or abduction?
See, as the information revealed so far, I don't think so. This has been executed by a single person. Number one. Number two, this is not a case of kidnapping, as I think so, because the burglary and the robbery can go together, but kidnapping and robbery cannot run together, because whether it is a case of the robbery, it cannot be a case of the kidnapping. Because my one of the learned panelist colleague has said in his entire career he has not seen any case where the kidnapping has been done in such a way or in the form of the robbery. I have the similar belief also. I have not also seen any case where the kidnapping is done in such a way. Kidnapping is not done in such a way. So in this case, I think there was an attempt of the burglary, and some person who was sleeping in the house might have got awakened, and they tried to intervene, and during the intervention some scuffle and the attack was done. So entire story of the asking for the amount of 1 crore and the threat of the kidnapping, I think for my understanding, it does not fit to this case.
Yeah, I'm going to come back to you, Sanjay Pandey. This case becomes curiouser and curiouser as moments pass by. We are also getting to know right now that there is a statement that has been issued by a doctor at the Leelavati hospital, and now he claims that Saif Ali Khan was accompanied by his 9-year-old son Taimur along with the nanny, and it was not Ibrahim, his eldest son, who accompanied him to the hospital.
Yes, you're asking me, Megha?
Yeah, yes.
Well, these stories, as they are coming out, we are hearing it, but it doesn't change the basic narrative. And the basic narrative which all of us believe is that the story doesn't add up. This kind of things don't happen in the manner it has been talked about. As far as the number of people, we say this, and obviously it is on a high, police will certainly look into, is the fact that I think this may be a transaction oriented incident. Transaction meaning there would be some people behind who there was some money transaction. This angle also I think police must be looking at I can only leave it at that because I am not an investigator. But this kind of entry, which was known, the person comes in, demands, if at all there was a demand, then if there was a demand, it will be basically because of some transaction.
But do you find this find this weird, implausible that an attempt, there is an attempt to murder, a father has been stabbed 6 times. It's a very grievous, serious development that has happened, incident that has happened, and a 9-year-old child is accompanying his father to the hospital.
This is very strange. This is very strange, and I think we all have neighbors, and I think even though people stay in flats, don't talk about each other, but this is Saif Ali Khan, and I'm sure there will be more people who would have come around. And what about the security guards? Where were they? But I'm sure they could have accompanied. And so I think many things. We started with a robbery, now attempted murder, now abduction. As Sanjay Sahay was just saying, this all doesn't add up, and I'm sure police is looking into all angles. And being the commissioner of Bombay Police, I have full faith and full trust that they would come to the bottom of this, and we will certainly know as to what the true story is.
Sanjay Sai, come to you. Do you think, because it is Saif Ali Khan, he is a superstar, he is a Bollywood celebrity, and therefore his life comes in, is in scrutiny. And yesterday, all the channels across the country were on this particular event, incident that took place. We were there, we were on it 24/7. And then there were statements made, claims being made, they were refuted. We got to know that some channels were claiming that the same man had also wrecked Shah Rukh Khan's residence in a bid to burgle it, or I don't know, for whatever reasons that he decided to wreck it. Maybe he wanted to abduct somebody over there, I don't know. And then those statements were taken back. The police came out and said that please do not believe this, please do not rumor monger, please be responsible in putting out statements, putting out information. So again, yesterday news was coming in, pictures were being shown that it was Ibrahim, his elder son, who had taken him to the hospital in an auto rickshaw. Now we're getting to know apparently the nanny along with Taimur had gone and visited the hospital with his father. Do you find this to be preposterous and difficult for people to believe if something of the sort could happen? I mean, tomorrow if something of the sort were to happen, God forbid, in my house, I don't think an 8-year-old or a 9-year-old will be even allowed to be sent out with the victim to the hospital.
If there is nobody, then Annie will certainly take him. But if there are people there, security guards are there, so that becomes extremely difficult to imagine that you land in this situation. So that's point number 1. Point number 2 is, if it has happened that way, there is no contradiction which will come later, which primarily means if Ibrahim has taken him to the hospital, which means Ibrahim has taken him to the hospital. It cannot be debated or contradicted by a doctor the subsequent day. And the other most important part of media investigation is that media is not trying to find out as to what has actually happened and restrict itself only to the facts which are laid out in the public domain. So
claims, not even facts.
Khan is a big actor. There is no denying that fact. But the caution which came that the media should, or the people who are all around the place, should be more, they should give it a thought as to whether things are moving in the right direction. When I was going through a couple of the media items while coming for your interview, then I realized that there are lots of things which is already there, which is garbage already in the system. So today, if you run even artificial intelligence of all this trash which has come onto the internet, it becomes very difficult. I was told that this person has been arrested. I did not believe, because even the identity is not established. And when I ran through this whole thing, I realized there was some suspect who was picked up and later released because he is not connected with the incident. So in any investigation, any inquiry, first we have to establish what we call as the uncontested fact. And once you establish the uncontested facts, then only we will be able to build it up. There is no denying the fact there is a delay. There is no denying the fact that the accused has still not been identified. Nabbing the accused is one issue. Not being able to identify the accused, which means that the whole can of worms remains totally unknown.
Okay.
We are also not even able to pinpoint of whatever is in the public domain, and the Bombay Police is well within its right not to divulge information. So
Okay.
we don't even know whether this concerned person whose face we are seeing while he was coming down, whether he has come to this building earlier or not.
Okay.
Because video footages will
Yeah,
show.
so there are
Even
a lot
public
of
domain video
questions. There
footages
are
will
no
show.
clear answers.
And whether Ibrahim went or not.
Yeah, amidst all the claims that are being made, rumors are being spread. It is difficult to know. It is difficult to sift the chaff from the wheat. It's unfortunate that Saif Ali Khan's family is a victim of increased scrutiny by the media and by the public, perhaps a price that one has to pay when you are a public figure, when you are a celebrity of such a stature. I'm out of time. I thank all of you for joining me on the telecast, and thanks for watching NewsX.